What is going on, everybody? Hopefully, some of you are tuned in during your lunch in Las Vegas, those hot summer heat wavy sun rays all over you, tuning in to the latest and greatest in NBA Top Shot with what's going on here and what's going on in Las Vegas. And today, we hope to tune you all in, give you all the lowdown so that you can all figure out what was said, what conversations, what shadowy handshakes in dark halls were had and alpha that was shared and Nine Lives Lounge brunches, what meals were eaten. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And Budaween is in Dubrovnik and he's having a good time and he's watching the Tandy Man and he's watching Tandy Time. So we're going to have a fun time today. We have Mike Weisberg, who's calling from the airport. And we have Patrick, who I believe is in the stadium watching the Summer League games. And Jay Metz, who is going to be on the show, but I think he's doing some fancy Jay Metz things. And maybe he'll call in later and tell us all about that. But we shall find out shortly. But as of right now, we do have Mike Weisberg. So we're going to bring on Mike Weisberg. He's on an airport connection, I should say. So no video. You don't get to look at the beautiful face of Mike Weisberg, but you do get to hear him. So let's bring him right on. Mike, how are you, sir?
You can't see it, but I'm literally raising my hand. I'm good, man. Can't complain. I'm a little hungover, sore, all the things that you should be coming back from Vegas.
So, Mike, first question. When I saw that team hold stream of the basketball game, so Dustin shot a few minutes. Were you playing in that game? Were you on the court during that footage?
I was actually getting my haircut.
Okay.
So there was a barber shop in the facility where you could get free haircuts. I'm gonna play some of that video on Twitter either later this week or on my show on Thursday. But yeah, I was able to get my haircut after shooting some hoops. So I was not there watching that particular game.
That's cool. I didn't know that haircuts were part of the NBA Top Shot utility, but apparently
it was kind of funny. So they had this barbershop in the back of the Tarkanian Center, the Tarkanian basketball facility, I should say. And I think the name of the place is called Ball and Fades. They do haircuts for all kinds of celebrities, athletes, that kind of thing. And they were just giving free haircuts, and the haircuts were awesome. I know Squareberry got a TS put into the back of his head as a haircut, which I thought was pretty funny. I think he posted that on Twitter. But yeah, the basketball event on Friday was awesome.
So we have a couple questions and comments here. First of all, Bleezy was asking, did you need a haircut or did you just do it because it was there /free?
Both. I mean, I told the guy beforehand, I was like, you don't have much of a canvas to work with here. Do what you got to do. But he did an awesome job. It sucks that you guys can't see it. I'll post something to Twitter about it. I mean, you can kind of see it in some of the photos other people have posted over the last day or two. But yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it. Haircut's better than undercuts, John. I agree.
Yeah, so JBB is here in the chat. He was on the footage. I didn't realize it was him until I listened to the footage, and then I realized that was John Boy Beach with the flowing straight hair, the Asian-y straight hair of John Boy Beach, just flowing in the wind as he had a really nice drive to the hoop off an assist from Michael Zakarian. So that was pretty cool to see.
I'm just happy to hear JBB got home last night.
So I take it
a bunch of us went gambling after the event last night. It was fun.
What'd you guys play?
Oh, blackjack, terribly. Probably the most aggressive dealer I've ever been with, in a good way. But it was fun.
So was John Boy Beats doing the plus EV decisions at the blackjack table?
Oh, absolutely.
Was he like
absolutely? He look. Both him and Zakarian were doing pretty well. So last night at the end of the night, it was like me, JBB, Zakarian, DJ Local, who's fucking awesome. Love that dude. And Veerman was great.
So DJ Local just popped up right when you said him, kind of
I
like
know.
the Candy Man, I should say,
I
that
know.
movie. So Rowdy Rod, don't cancel me. When I say Asian-y, I meant like very straight and very free flowing. Please don't
Fair enough.
cancel me. Thank you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, well, I see I have a wild pack trip has appeared in the green room. Judging
That's
by the
exciting.
frame rate, I'm trying to decide if he's in a good spot or not. But let's see. Let's test this out. All right, pack trip, how are you?
What's up? I'm doing all right. Can't complain. Can you hear me? I got the AirPods in.
Yeah, coming in loud and clear.
All right. If it's too loud, I apologize. I'm at the game. You know?
No, that's great. Got some
Illegal
nice
stream.
seats there.
Illegal stream.
I
Don't shut
mean,
this down, YouTube.
I don't think anyone can see what's happening on the court from the phone.
It's fine.
camera.
Tandy's getting demonetized. It's no big deal.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that's
Patrick.
no big
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna lose out on that 15 cents that I was banking on. What do you sip?
Right.
What kind of scissor? What is that? Some scissor in that styrofoam cup?
There isn't, unfortunately. But there's some mango and some strawberry. I didn't do any alcohol today. Last night I was just I didn't really party too hard. I just seen a lot of guys party hard. And it reminded
I don't
me.
know.
It's a
I don't know
constant
what to talk
reminder
about, bro.
to not reach that level at all times. The first night I was there, Mike achieved that level.
Now you're just gonna hear me out. I see how it is.
No, but he was functional though. That's the one thing is we definitely see some people.
You call me a functional alcoholic. Great.
No. He was a functional go-getter.
Drunk, a functional drunk.
Yeah.
Look, man.
He was still talking with us. He was chilling. It wasn't like he was sloppy or nothing. But I just knew like I didn't want to get to a level where I was borderline anything. So I would sip beers. I'd put water in between, and now I'm doing some fruit.
That's a smart move right there. The Jamba Juice play, plus EV.
Plus EV. Shout out to JBD.
So let's see here. So Thursday was the judges SuperDraft event. Were you guys both there?
Yes, sir.
We were both there.
And what's the wrap up on that?
It was great. It was awesome. It was on the top of, it was a penthouse suite at the Cosmo. So pretty much anyone in Top Shot was more or less there. I felt like there were a ton of employees there, a lot of collectors, and then about halfway through, I left with Veerman. Veerman made me his +1 to the VIP event. Shout out Veerman. That was awesome. Had some dinner with Carbone. Then we went back up and continued partying, obviously. But it was a good time. Patrick, what were your thoughts on Thursday night?
I showed up by myself to Judge's thing, and when I showed up, the first thing I noticed, obviously some collectors and stuff, but he had some TVs on, and the SuperDraft game was on, and I really liked that. You know, I had high hopes for what Hardcourt was rumored to be and everything else, and it feels like the closest thing to actually happen.
Yeah. So here's the question. Did you guys see the stream itself? Because there was a legendary missed handshake that I feel like we need to talk about.
The Jacob thing. Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see it?
I didn't see that live. I think that happened while I was at dinner. But
then you're in luck. Pay close attention to your screens.
Will do.
I appreciate it. Yeah, man, that was an awkward fist bump. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Chat's gonna clip that. It's gonna go viral. Jesus Christ. No, I appreciate it. It was weird. What judge?
Well, I feel comfortable in saying, you know, when you put two Jewish guys in a room with some shots in them, there's not going to be a lot of rhythm going on.
Yeah, well, I just loved it. I just love that video.
I agree with you. That should be a squad goes moment for sure.
I will say, to add some humility to this, if you watch my Rick Barry pack opening video, he doesn't see my handshake for the first 2 seconds. So it looked like I almost got left hanging, and some people roasted me on it. So
yeah,
just sharing wealth.
I
Yeah.
agree. Judge going in for the Eurocast. That was a bold choice. I like it. You know, do you,
Yeah.
bro?
I feel like we got to watch that one more time, then we can keep moving
Let's do
on.
it. Let's.
So, I appreciate it. Yeah, man, that was awkward. Fist bump. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Chat's gonna clip that. It's gonna go viral. Jesus Christ. No, I appreciate it. It was weird. What judge?
And look,
The other
that's real quick. That's the #1 takeaway from the weekend. That right there, done. End of show. We're good.
Erroneous.
Yeah, the music is perfect, which is why I love it, because Judge is also a big Celine Dion fan, and that happens to be like the cringe song. Like if you guys use TikTok at all, like any cringe video has that background. So I just felt it was the perfect thing. It was just the perfect moment. So we have to keep that. We're gonna play that video probably for the next year at least.
Definitely, absolutely.
Yeah. Top Shot Tesla's doing a little callback to Weisberg's book, The Frog Hunt. He's saying it's
Well,
almost
my aunt's book, but yes. Fucking
Do you know
chat,
about that, Patrick?
unbelievable.
No, I don't know about it. What was that?
My aunt
Weisberg.
wrote it.
Yeah, go
My
ahead,
aunt wrote
Weisberg.
it to a book that I happen to be in. There are many photos of me as a small child.
Oh,
But I was simply small. I was like 10, but still.
cool.
Fun.
Hey, you
Good
famous,
time.
Mike.
I've been famous, baby. Come on now.
This vacation, this summer league, I came up with a nickname for Mike. I call him Mike the Wise. And then it turned out Mike's got a pretty cool story about something like that, if you want to go on.
Well,
Go ahead,
about
Mike.
which it depends on which thing. I don't know what I
Didn't someone run for mayor or something like that?
Oh, that thing.
Or something like that?
Okay, so what he's referring to is my father ran for school board like 15 years ago, and his slogan was "Vote wisely, vote Weisberg." It's fantastic.
Nice.
No, Mike the Wise. Because I heard it from Stranger Things. They said something like Will the Wise or something. And then when I seen Mike, it just like clicked. I don't know.
It worked.
Random. Random. This is the IRL weird shit that you get into. You create all these weird inside jokes. You watch games. Funny, awkward stuff happens, and it's life.
So quickly, just to get back
Yeah.
to the basketball from, we talked about Thursday, which is great. Thursday was awesome.
Here, I'll mute you.
Friday
Patrick.
was the first event. The basketball was awesome. Channing Frye was great. Really good with the communities. Like, had no problems talking to everyone there. The basketball itself was pretty fucking mediocre. Like, we're all pretty awful, if I'm being honest. Outside of TST, you can basically dunk.
I heard that Patrick was playing pretty well though, and he played like a 2-on-2 versus Pac Rip, and that you guys smoked him. Is that right, Patrick? No.
The game I think Patrick was talking about, we played 5-on-5 full court. It was 2-11, and I had 8 out of 11. That was definitely my best game. It was a highlight of the night.
All right, so you're cooking them.
But yeah, then we played horse and stuff and did some other things. But no, I didn't play 2-on-2 with Ewing.
Oh, okay. I must have understood that wrong. But go ahead, Weisberg.
There was a one-on-one game between Patrick and Jacob, though. I don't know if you saw that over the weekend. Patrick filmed that, and that was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I think I saw those clips.
Yeah, it was great. Well, Jacob actually pretty good. Patrick, a little bit more of an offensive player, pretty lazy on defense. It's going to be my analysis there. Patrick, you agree with that? The defense is not really on point. Not a lot of second efforts made from Patrick.
Just launching. He's a lazy Steph Curry.
Well, he was playing off Jacob, and Jacob was just going right at him with these left-handed layups.
Got it.
Great.
And what were?
There was no left hand involved.
Yeah.
I'll ask you both. Rim, right hand.
I'll ask you both. What was something that surprised you, or someone you met that surprised you? Either someone you met that was surprising, or that just something about the event that was surprising. Patrick, you go.
Man, I probably have a list of 30 things or more that was, surprising or new. One funny thing I'd say on the first night I showed up with Mike Weisberg was Bonfire. I didn't know what to expect, and meeting Bonfire was interesting. I don't want to dox or anything, because I know he's really like anal on that shit. So, but yeah, meeting Bonfire was cool. Really smart guy. Another one, I met Chef Prez. Shout out Chef
Chef
Prez.
Prez is cool.
You know what to do, Tandy.
Yeah, I know what to do. Give me a second. I got too many videos. Hold on. Here we go.
Here's what I would say. Couple people. Met iRacer for the first time. That was fucking crazy. He walked up to Pack Trip and I think I said something to the effect of like, there's the guy that's responsible for most of the bad decisions on Top Gun Time. That man has had so much fucking luck, man. So much luck. Crazy. Super cool dude, though. I had great conversations with him both on Friday and Saturday. Other people who were fun to meet. Honestly, like, it was great to meet a lot of the Team Hold guys in person. Zakarian, JBB, TST, Jeb. Spent a lot of time with those guys throughout the weekend. I see Chewy in the chat. I see Chewy like probably once a month now. So it's always good hanging out with him. It was interesting. It was fun meeting a lot of the employees. That was pretty interesting too. It was interesting. It was interesting meeting a lot of the employees for sure.
Well, was there any interesting like takeaway or any like anecdote or something that you can share? Because so far it's just been like, yeah, it was interesting. It was cool. It was cool. It was interesting.
I guess I can say it.
All right, go ahead.
Pack Trip and I met the Economist. That was cool. He's actually a great guy. Like, I know the community may not necessarily want to hear this, but the Economist actually a really fun hang. Honestly, lot of good trading decisions hanging out with him. He was fun.
Two things is, one, the Economist looks like Thor, which was interesting in and of itself. and then there's Meg, who is the best basketball player that works for Dapper Labs.
By far.
Yeah, so Bleezy wants you to dive a little deeper. Why is the Economist a great guy? Why is he cool? What was fun? Dive deeper with us.
It's difficult with employee conversations because you don't want to say too much. What I will say is like,
but they didn't tell you too much. Come on, let's be real. They're like, here's where you would need to put your money if you otherwise.
No, here's what I would say. Really, like, so we had a lot of fun conversations both across Friday and Saturday. Just kind of talking hoops. Like, the guy really knows hoops. He was also like, we were sitting down at Summer League just watching games. He really knew his shit. It was fun.
All right, so you enjoyed talking basketball with him.
Yeah. One thing I talked to the Economist about, and I had to get it off my chest, was this term like arbitrary challenges. It also started with MBL. Very bright guy, he gets it and stuff. But definitely maybe has a different perspective than like the average collector who puts maybe a couple $100 on the site and wants something different out of it. So I wanted to speak to him and kind of get to the root of the stock market of the NBA. You know that old quote that they used to use, but it made sense, and that's what really clicked with people. Not necessarily have to use that term again, but to actually make these challenges fit the way the NBA, maybe MVP voting and everything else goes. Like, the top 5 scorers of the night is not arbitrary, because at the end of the year, Steph Curry, LeBron, it's not random. It's the top guys. And the way the market should scale, not all these 60Ks should be $2. LeBron shouldn't be $2. He shouldn't be the same price as, I don't even know, a random, the same price as 260Ks of Bruce Brown's is the same price as LeBron's. So why? Like, why is that? It shouldn't be arbitrary to say the leading assist leader, top 5, let's say it's 15. You do top 5 points, top 5 rebounds, top 5 assists, and you hold that standard the entire season, the market will shift and it will scale to what is actually important and what's needed. And I don't think that's arbitrary at all, because that's something they track. The NBA has tracked forever. And that was my little nutshell. Maybe there was a little more to it, but that's basically it. And
But you're referring to having you're referring to having like challenges that are ongoing like the whole season, basically, like have the top performers all the time.
Well, more like if there's, they want to do daily challenges, they want to keep people engaged every day, but actually set a standard of what people are chasing, Like, I think there needs to be a little more structure towards it if we want to lean into the DFS mode. And that's what Janie came and talked about, a little bit at the live event too, was just about, she comes from the DFS world and she understands a lot of people in Top Shot also do daily fantasy and gamble, bet, whatever. And I don't know, I think there's a lot more market correlation. And would you be mad if Steph Curry's 60K was worth $10 in comparison to Bruce Brown's $2?
Of course not.
Like, exactly. No one's offended over that. And, like, is it because of points scored per game? Sure. But that's one of the main things they track in the NBA. That's not arbitrary in my eyes. That's not something like some weird, wonky stat, an outlier. It's not an outlier. It's tracked every night. And when I look at the scoreboard at the games, what do they show? What's the first stat they show? Points, rebounds, assists. Like, these are the three most important stats the NBA has decided, and I think everyone kind of knows that. When you say a stat line, 20, 10, and 5, you know what they're talking about. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. It's basketball culture, and it's weird when you say the last steal of the game. That's a weird stat. That's arbitrary as fuck. I don't think there should be challenges like that. I think it should be maybe leading steals leader of the night. That makes a little more sense than the last steal of the night or the first steal of the night. Something like that's just weird and wonky. And I understand those challenges should be mixed. Or they could be mixed in a fun way. But if we got to set the standard first for what really is important in challenges.
But I think that. Weisberg, go ahead. You're probably about to make my point.
The counter to that is, one, they want marketplace activity. And the way that you do that is you add some randomness to the challenge. Because ultimately, like, if you do have, a Bruce Brown 40K or something like that, may have a steal, something like that, that moment's going to pump. And, Top Shot doesn't want that 5%. Yes, I know this. I can say this. They're very clear in understanding that there are series of collectors, right? Collecting doesn't have to be for everyone. And what I mean by that is, like, you can have low tier. They have stuff for low tier collectors. They have stuff for mid tier collectors. They have stuff for VIPs. And the same goes for challenges. There's a reason why they have hard challenges. Now, to Patrick's point, I do understand wanting a focus on, superstar players or on moments that matter. I think that's fair. But I would also say that, like, challenges are supposed to be a game, and you want to have a really broad spectrum of ways for people to collect. So while I understand Patrick's point, I think it's a fair one. I do think there's probably a broader focus, particularly when it comes to challenges.
Yeah, and I also, I'll just say one thing. I think something loud's going on over there. I think that they like the unpredictability of it too. They like that random things can all of a sudden get utility, and it's just not like the same 40 players just over and over again. I think whether or not it's for that 5% or whether or not it's just because they like keeping things random, and that, sometimes random things can pump in your collection, and then that's just part of the gamification of Top Shot, and that's kind of what it is. Is it arbitrary? Sure. But that's just kind of part of it. That's what I think based on my conversation with Vinyls, that's kind of what I got from it. But Pack Drip, I'm curious if you were talking to Janie and The Economist about this kind of stuff, like what was their reaction to this idea of having like a more traditional DFS approach? Because based on what Vinyl said, like it's not possible. I think it's a big part of it is because of their partnership with the NBA. We're getting some side eye.
But marketplace activity, then they're going to buy Curry's, right? It's not like, I don't understand that, and that's also why they invented trade tickets. There's multi features. You know, there's 120,000 Bruce Browns right now, just in 2 common moments. You know, like, it's okay. They invented trade tickets for that type of thing, and people still have to go and buy trade tickets. They're still getting their 5% no matter what. They're still getting their 5%. If Steph Curry's the leading scorer tonight, they're going to get 5% of $10 instead of $2. If they set a standard, they're going to make way more money. And also, the people are going to come back and come every night. Right now, people don't know what to do. I don't want to buy Steph Curry because he's not going to be in the challenge. It's going to be it's going to be something random. Greg Brown got the last rebound of the game. That's the way it's set up now. And that's not cool. I'm not going to pay $80 for a $30 moment because it pumps all of a sudden and it's $4,000. Like, and a lot of people feel that way. And I think we could use these comments. And also, we've seen LeBron hit $2. And we also know that only 70 users join a week. So $2 LeBrons are not bringing people in. They need to reevaluate what their thought process truly is, because the $2 moments haven't worked either. What did was a $10 floor when we all joined, and we all actually held things to value. 15K S2s for $10 to $15, and people saw it as an NBA product, as something very important and scarce. And now it's stickers.
Yeah, I think you're right. I agree with that, and that was something that I had a hard time with, actually. And my other question though is, if you were having these kind of conversations with, let's say, The Economist, did he?
Not with
Did he
Janie, by the
understand
way. Janie showed up to the open gym, and I was playing so much. I got off the court 1 second. Me and Janie had a 15-second little chat, like a hi and bye, glad you're here type thing. Me saying that to her, like, hey, like, I'm happy to see you. Everything looks cool. Nice shoes. That's pretty much it. And we walked away.
But with The Economist, no?
Yeah, she was very popular. Janie comes in, and she was surrounded by 3 to 5 collectors at all times. Everyone's saying what's up to her. From when I see it from afar, when I was walking, I was all sweaty. I barely even wanted to talk to her. I felt like a mess. But yeah, I mainly had those conversations. But only like it was one. It wasn't like I was on his back every day. Yo, you need to stop this. You need to do this stuff.
No, of course not. That's not the right vibe.
Yeah, it was just in passing, a little 5 to 10 minute chat. There's a lot of people here, 200, 300 people. So, Weisberg will get his 5 to 15 minutes talk with people and then move on. And then you chit chat with Pack Drip Ewing and then Jacob. And then Chef Prez comes out of nowhere. What's good, Pack Drip? And then, like, you know what I'm saying?
To be clear, quickly,
it wasn't
I
like
actually didn't talk to Janie.
a podcast like this.
Go ahead, Mike.
To be clear, I actually didn't talk to Janie this weekend. As you mentioned, like, there were collectors around her pretty much all the time this weekend. She was there for the open gym and then for the live show. She did show up to the live show. It was a good interview. I will say this about the live show quickly. I thought the Team Hold guys killed it. It's very difficult to put on an event for 200 people. And Mike did a great job kind of controlling the crowd, like doing some pretty good comedy. Jacob had the line of the night, I would say, when he dunked on PPE. That was great. PPE was getting it from all angles this weekend, man. That guy got killed in terms of people making fun of him. It's hilarious. But, yeah, the live show went really about.
Hold on, I'm gonna mute you, Mike. I think I might have to mute Mike.
Yeah, Mike, your audio is cutting out.
So, Pack Drip, tell me about the tell me about the live show. Tell me.
So live show, I'll say, like he said, PPE was getting it. Everyone, like Mike and them were cracking jokes. But at the end of it, PPE got roasted, but he won a hollow pack. So
wow,
who really won?
Yeah, I would say PPE won.
And so at the end,
what was Jacob's joke though? I want to know Jacob's joke.
You had to be there.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I need to find footage.
Yeah, there might be some hidden footage somewhere, but it was a really good show. Janie, I think she's a pretty good sport. I'll say that much. I could say a lot more, but just strictly on the jokes, because that's what we're talking about right now, is that she came with her own little troll, and I thought it was hilarious because remember she posted that picture of the cigar, and everyone had like a little cigar joke and everything else. And you know what she did? She brought some Cuban cigars and then pulled them out of her purse and handed them out to the stage, the team old people, and like everybody. And she was like, "Here, I got you guys." And like, I thought that was like a really good tongue-in-cheek, like troll back, punch back at him, and it was good. Well played.
Oh yeah, that's how you got to do it. You can't go up there getting all butthurt and offended. But yeah, I wish I could hear some of those jokes. I'm praying that Zakarian hooks that up somehow.
Yeah. Is Mike still muted?
Yeah, he's muted. Let me see, Mike. How's your mic doing now, Mike? Do you read, Mike? Do you read? Copy. Come in, Mike. Oh, Mike's walking to his gate, so we might be losing Mike. But that's okay.
Man.
We can keep moving on right along. We have the Friday night, or the Friday into Friday night, we had the basketball game with Channing Frye there. I guess our Richard Jefferson didn't show. It looks like he was too busy reffing.
No, he got COVID.
Oh, did he? He got COVID?
Yeah, RJ got COVID right after we ref.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
that sucks. I was looking forward to that because he's hilarious. And then
him and Channing Frye would have fed off of each other perfectly because they played together in Cleveland. They were vets.
And you guys didn't actually play with Channing Frye other than playing horse, right?
No, knockout.
Like doing a knockout.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
He like shot around. Like people did like not a real 3-point competition. Like he was just shooting around on one rim, and then a couple people would come by and they would just shoot next to each other.
Got it.
It was a really good time though. Channing was incredible. He was laughing, and fist bumping everybody, keeping everybody engaged. He had really good energy, and I think that's the type of people they really got to work with. They have to tap into these guys who are not superstars, but like hometown favorites, those type of guys. Like hypothetically, I know Glenn Davis kind of has like a bad rap now. But
yeah, I don't think you can really bring in Glenn Davis,
but the type of, maybe from a Boston Celtics fan, I could speak on this a little, just to know, like growing up in Massachusetts, everyone loved Big Baby, and
of course
that's like
we all did.
Someone, if you do a type of event for the Celtics, or even just an event that's in Massachusetts, try to find like a hometown favorite. A Marcus Smart, maybe, rather than Tatum, because Tatum's going to cost more for the marketing budget, and I think he's going to potentially give less. Not saying anything against anybody, but I think these guys who are not in the limelight all the time, and now they're the one star of the show, and I think they really embrace it, and they want to show love back because, yeah, they who doesn't like a little attention.
So Bleezy actually asked a pretty good question here. Was how aware of Top Shot was Channing and JR?
JR was golfing. I didn't have too much chit chats with him or anything. I think someone opened the pack with JR, and he was just like smiling, smile and wave. I don't know if he got too into it. I wasn't in the conversation. Yeah, I can't tell personally. I don't think I have enough knowledge to answer that, because I feel like it's pretty unfair to say, oh, he doesn't give a shit, or oh, he loves it. Because I don't know that. I didn't have a conversation with him, nor no one told me that. But
I think in general, though, it's pretty niche. Like you kind of need to be like a sort of nerdy NBA player. Like, I feel like Harrison Barnes is he's like the exception rather than the rule. Like I wouldn't expect most NBA all like professionals to be like, oh yeah, I want to go play around with digital collectibles. Like, no, they're multimillionaires with very busy schedules. Like, it's only the real nerds.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to a few like influencers, like NBA influencers here, that really aren't involved with Top Shot yet, or maybe have been sort of in the past or contacted. Never did a full-fledged thing with them, and try to convince them more, talk about the community, talk about what they're doing, and how maybe they could be a part of it. Some people were interested in that. Yeah, I just see it hard for like someone like me or something to really get to a player and describe what it really is. But I did walk around the arena with Jacob, and we bumped into a couple of people that were like, "Hey, like, what's your lanyard about?" You know, because Jacob's wearing like a special, like Dapper Labs VIP thing, and then I was walking around with Luke's VIP, El Dumbo, because I guess Jeb had it, and then I needed to hold it because he had a bear suit on and it didn't fit or something, and then I just eventually disappeared with Luke's ID, and I was walking around with the VIP. So then people were like, "Oh, so what's your name?" And I'd be like, "Cam," and they would look at the ID and they'd be like, "All right." And then
All right, so it looks like
I was Luke.
why not?
Hold on, the announcer is going crazy right now.
Yeah, that's okay. You can mute yourself because I actually have another guest here. We got Ben. How's it going, Ben?
What's up?
And we'll bring back Mike too because he seems to have gotten a video stream here. So
Well,
Ben, how are you?
I'm doing great. What are we discussing?
We're just going over what went down at Vegas. We're just kind of getting like the real deal, just hearing how people enjoyed interacting with each other and with the NBA players and with Janie and Jacob and the people at Dapper and just the overall vibe of everything. Hold on. Sorry, I meant to mute Mike. Go ahead, Ben.
Now I heard Jason Metz talk to Rob for an hour. Did we get him on here yet?
No, so apparently Jason Metz is having like a very fancy private dinner. I don't know if you saw the DM, but he's having a DM dinner with a politician at the game, and he's like sitting in his box eating very fancy nachos or something of that sort.
Well, he's a very well-connected man.
Yeah, he's a very well-connected man. So this is what you would expect.
So, Tandy, I don't know what you've asked Drip. What's up, my man? What's up, Drip? I don't know if you've asked Drip these questions, but what is the vibe over there, Drip? Is it like bullish? Like what's going down? Did we get to the TV?
No, we didn't get that yet.
What about how like bullish the people are after the events or during?
Yeah, just like what's the vibe there? Is it like, wow, this is fantastic? Like we're gonna start buying again, or like, can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, now it's better. It was a little choppy there.
Okay, I got a DM from my guy Matt Roth telling me it sounded like shit. But I want to know, like, what is the vibe over there, Pack Trip? Is it like, this is great, this is bullish? Is it going to spark some sort of bull run? Or what can you tell us?
I think they finally tapped into something huge. I truly believe it in my heart of hearts. And I had a conversation with a Dapper employee that I've never really spoke to before. And they said basically they understand the power of playing basketball together. And that was something really big to hear from one of the employees, and it was nice. And I agree.
Do you think that was angled particularly towards you though, because you put on an event where people played basketball together?
That's what I'm saying. It flipped a switch in someone's head that they didn't see it before, and I'm happy they see it now.
Yeah, I'll quickly jump in. I know my audio has been pretty shitty today. Here's what I'll say as far as the events. I've been pretty vocal about this on Twitter, both on Twitter and in real life.
Yeah.
I thought they killed the weekend, honestly. At every point, for a weekend, they basically put on, basically with a month's notice in terms of planning. I thought all of the little details made a ton of sense. Like, I don't know how much of the videos you've seen from the event, Tandy. I'm going to be dropping some more over the next couple days, but they just got all the details right at the basketball event. And then Top Golf was phenomenal. I thought the team hold stuff went really well. I just thought it was a really well executed weekend ultimately. And I think the important thing about events like this, broadly speaking, is, many of us have streamed, we chat on Twitter, Discord, and I think the biggest takeaway from this weekend is seeing so many collectors together and just meeting each other in person. I think that was the most important thing, honestly. As far as Top Shot goes, I will say I think they will be doing more in real life stuff. That's what the tour is going to end up being. ultimately. Tandy, I don't know if you talked about the packs that people got this weekend, but they're basically going to be doing a tour of going to different cities and creating different kind of like in real life events.
Yeah, that does sound exciting. I mean, I think to answer Ben's question, I imagine that it's probably not this like immediate swing. I think you kind of have to keep an eye on the marketplace. Really, just is that trending back up because people are starting to make some more speculative purchases, or is it still kind of just sort of back like middle of the line there? I mean, I think a better question would be: do these new initiatives such as locking, such as maybe bigger, more burning, those to me are the things that are going to have more of a be more of a difference maker than just like some really fun IRL utility events where we get to hang out together. I mean, I don't know what you think about that, Ben.
Yeah, first of all, Mike said exactly what I wanted to hear is that they killed the weekend. Because when you kill those events like that fosters confidence. And then when people go home, they start spending money, which is great. But Tandy, I actually got a question for you.
Yeah.
I didn't 100% hear your question. Somebody said to me that this leaderboard is a spend scam from
Did you say a spend scam?
Yeah, let me get my audio fixed. A spend scam. So in other words, and it's been kind of said on Twitter a little bit, but first of all, I want to say they've done some fantastic stuff. So great. And you don't always want to be the guy that comes out and FUD. So I don't want to be that guy. But I'm just saying, just to play counterpoint, okay? Basically, there's a competition between users. The more money you spend on your team to climb the leaderboard, the more prizes you're going to get. But we really won't tell you what the prizes are. What do you think about that? Did you understand my point?
Yeah, I understand your point. It's like we have no idea what we're competing for. So how exactly do you make like an educated decision?
But on the other hand, like we part of the fun and mystery sometimes of NFT projects is not having everything laid out for you.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? So, but what do you think about that? Because this leaderboard is kind of brilliant, actually, because, I want to make sure I'm in the top 75 of my team. And the only way I can do that is by spending more money on dapper products, So what do you think about this being kind of like a spend scam? And are you participating?
So
go ahead, Mike.
I disagree that it's a scam. I think that's a really harsh way of looking at it, frankly. Look, they're a business ultimately, and they have ways to reward collectors, and I think the leaderboard is one way of doing that. And once again, not everyone needs to do everything. Like, you don't need to lock your moments. If you want to have like whatever the rewards that they're going to put out there, great. That's your decision. If you want to lock your moments up for 365 days, you can do that. But like, the idea that it's a scam is kind of some bullshit to me, because like ultimately that's on you. You're making that decision, right? Like, I think the interesting thing is what the reward is going to be. And at the team hold event, Jacob made it clear they are keeping it intentionally vague, at least for the first set of rewards. But they will be dropping more information, I think, soon on like broadly what they want to do. But I struggle with the concept of the scam. I think spending-based concepts are something we see every day. Like, I'm at a fucking airport. Do I think that my rewards program is a scam because I get rewarded at certain tiers? Like, no, of course not. I just know that I'm rewarded as a user of that airline.
Yeah, but Mike, it does make sense. The only difference I would say, and I'm not saying that I'm propagating this theory or anything like that, the only difference I would say is with the rewards program on an airline, clearly what rewards you're getting. That's the only difference. And I think that's the only legitimate point that people are bringing it up is what are the rewards. Part of me does like the mystery, but on the other hand, people are like, do I want to spend thousands to climb these leaderboards and then I'm going to get a T-shirt? So that's the only thing I would say.
That's a fair criticism. I just think they're aware of the amount of money that people are going to spend on it or already have spent. You know, I think broadly they have an awareness of kind of what they want to do as far as this goes, but I think there is a sense of mystery about it. I'll agree to that, and I understand the criticism, but I do think they're going to reward people in a way that makes sense. Is what I would guess.
And I would also say that I think this is more of a nod to all the people that bought and held, to say, like, look, you're going to have some interesting decisions that you get to make now. Are you going to lock these and we're going to reward you in some way? Like, you already have some idea of how we've rewarded people thus far. Does that excite you? If it doesn't excite you, then hold on to your moments. And when there might be some kind of a surge of users that want to rise up in that because they like those rewards, then you can exit out of your positions potentially. So, like, I think that there's different ways of playing this game and there's different ways of looking at it. I do think, though, that as some people said in the chat, like, more engagement is definitely a good thing. And what you might think isn't worth your time or worth your spend, someone like Mike or Patrick might be like, no, it's actually amazing and I love it. So it's kind of like the favorite flavor of ice cream theory. Like, it doesn't have to be yours necessarily, but you just want to sort of know what the game is and play it the best way that's best for you.
And I will say this, you know, both talking with collectors and Dapper employees, you know, the point was made pretty broadly and strongly that, like, they're building, I said this earlier, but they're building out products for everyone. So you do have low tier, you do have mid tier, you do have higher tier. And, like, that's kind of the way this is going to go. Not everyone has to do everything. You don't have to get every pack. Sorry, someone's making an announcement. You don't need to get to every drop. You don't need to do every squad goal ultimately, right? So, like, I understand where Ben's coming from, but I do think that the counter to it is, like, you can embrace not doing stuff ultimately.
Jimbo just said something that, like, can you put that quote back up? Not that one. Yeah, yeah, that one. So I think Top Shot needs to stop playing defense and start playing offense. If you get what I'm saying, is he's saying they're scared, they're making moves to stay safe, and I think the best defense is a better offense. In basketball, in football, in anything. And if they're going to be proactive, I think they're going to do a lot better instead of what the community has considered reactive. One thing right now I can't say is the Blazers are the summer champions.
Oh, there you go. Congratulations to the Blazers. Congratulations,
Congratulations, Mike G, Alexo, the Blazers community. I think Mike G is the team captain of the Blazers.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question.
Sure.
Let's say that what do you got? Weisberg and Tandy, you guys are Celtics fans?
Yep.
Okay, so let's say you're top 20 Celtics fan, right? And let's say Top Shot sends you a signed pair of Jaylen Brown sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yep.
Would you rather have that or your Celtics Moments 5X?
5X.
Oh, I don't know, man. I'm a big JB fan. I know Bleezy in here is probably screaming about how he would want those shoes. Probably 5X, but it'd be a tough decision, man. I like the idea of getting some autographed shoes for sure.
You like
Jimbo,
so you like to get it. And then the other question is, somebody new joined, like, the question is, like, there's us, like the old heads or whatever. And then the question is, if you took a poll of most people in the Top Shot community, what would most people want? You know what I mean? Because it's really their job to understand their user base, right? And what they would want, you know? So I don't know, this is kind of more of a complex issue. I'm kind of digging a little.
What about you, Ben? Would you rather have your Warriors Moments 5X, or would you rather have a signed jersey of Steph Curry and a matching pair of sneakers?
I mean, when I was 18, I would want the signed Stephen Curry, whatever.
But you could probably flip those for a pretty amount. But you've already put so much money into your Warriors moment. 5x would be a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, when I was younger and I was a kid, jerseys and signed memorabilia I thought was very cool. Now I'm an adult. I think money is cool. You know what I mean? But I could be in the minority. You know what I mean?
That's a good question. I honestly don't know.
And that's your flavor of ice cream.
It's my flavor of ice cream, right? So am I alone in this, or does everybody also, the majority of people also like my flavor of ice cream, right? Because if you give me the money, then if I want, I can buy the Stephen Curry jersey if I want.
Sure.
Go ahead, Jimbo. Go ahead. Tweet it. But yeah, I think it depends. Like Mike, Pack Trip, I don't know how you guys feel.
Quickly, I do want to know what Bleach is saying in the chat, which is, you know, it depends on what you're able to do, right? Like, not everyone's going to be able to go to the finals, right? Or win playoff tickets. But I think Top Shot would probably argue with you and say, it's not just your moments increasing, it's how many different avenues can we provide value, ultimately, right? Like, money is the ultimate thing, I think, for you. But, you know, they may look at it as, like, maybe we can provide in real life experiences. Maybe we can provide merch. Like, I think just looking at it as a bottom line of, like, where are my bags? Why aren't they going higher? How can they make them go higher? I don't want to say it's short-sighted, but, like, kind of misses the point of the different kinds of value they're trying to add across the board.
No, but you're right.
As a broad-based company.
JBB makes a good point here, too. It's like, without having inherent utility and just excitement about what it means to own these moments, then those kind of situations aren't going to happen unless it's just pure marketing and new users. That's the only way. If it's purely financial, the only way your shit's going to go up in value is just because there's so much new demand and a smart control of supply. Otherwise, why would it? Why would anything move around at all? And TST likes your sweater, Pack Drip. Look at that. It's like a sweater shirt. Is that like a warm t-shirt, or is that like is that something new that I don't know about because I'm old, like cut off sweaters?
I don't know. Pack Trip has that grandpa swag. I get it.
Hold on. I think I muted him while he's getting upset. Hold on. Showing off his shoes. Yeah, because I saw oh you muted yourself, Pack Trip. You muted yourself. Hold on, you're still. Go ahead.
So I got the Cool Gray 11s on. I don't know.
See, I was confused, Pack Trip, because I saw you in that photo with J.R. Smith, and you were wearing some like Adidas, looked like skateboarder shoes or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in those low tops. Those are my beaters. Like, I'm gonna go chill with 50-year-old men. You think I want to go rock my flyest stuff? I'm here with my girl. I went to another section. She's sitting drinking her little drink. I just went to like a bar section, but yeah, I dress nice when I go out with my girl. I save my good stuff for that for vacation.
How many pair of shoes?
When I chill with Mike, how am I gonna look wearing my Cool Gray 11s?
I don't know.
Everybody else wearing some regular stuff, some Air Monarchs.
By the way, shout out to Patrick Girl who put up with us for 3 hours or 5 hours at the team hall today. Like, she came with Patrick to the event. Didn't know much about Top Shot, but at least put up with our bullshit for 5 hours. But shout out to her, sir. You know.
Shout out to her. And then I won some stuff with the Steady Breaks thing. That was awesome. So Team Hold gave away packs through Top Shot. Top Shot gave them some stuff to give away. And, I mean, it was more than Team Hold. TST, but just painting with a broad stroke right now. Maybe I should say Shot Tank. So they gave Shot Tank some packs to give away. And then after, Steady Breaks had their event like built in, and they did giveaways as well. I got the first question right. I won a Run It backpack. Of course, not Mike Zakarian's Run It backpack because we already know he opened all those. But I got the Summer S2 Run It backpack from answering the first trivia question of the night, and it was who scored the first 2 baskets in a moment. So 2 baskets in a moment was the first moment to ever do that. And within 2 seconds, Ayo Dosunmu was me. And
Wow, I got
it right.
I had no idea.
And then I knew the second and the third question, but they wouldn't let me. And Mike was like, fuck you, Mike. let someone else win. So they gave it to they let other people answer it. But I would have won 3 minute backpacks because no one raised their hand immediately, and I felt like a nerd knowing all 3.
Yeah, and
then after
by
that,
the way, as Pat Tripp noted earlier, PP did win a hollow. But as I was saying before, interrupted by the audio, Jacob had the line of the night at the team hold event where he basically dunked on PP pretty soundly. I know Squarebear is going to have that footage out.
All right,
so
good. God, I need something.
Look, there's going to be a lot of content coming out of the weekend. I know a couple of us were tagged in a tweet about that last night, which made me kind of giggle. I was like, my man, we're at the event filming the content. Let us live. Like, we don't need to put everything on Twitter right now. We're actually enjoying this thing. The Top Shot put on. Give us a little bit of time to actually put stuff out. So frustrating.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then the steady breaks thing was pretty cool. I think more collectors outside of the Top Shot Kingdom got introduced to the steady breaks community, and it's big time. I thought it was cool. I mean, I won a free slot also, so I got the Lakers slot. They opened all S1 packs and didn't get any Lakers. I thought I was gonna get a LeBron TSV for a second. I had my hopes so high, and then was like, "Let me trade you for the Lakers. Let me trade you." And the best I got was a LeBron no look 3.
That's sick, though.
Yeah, it was good.
I will say this about steady breaks. I had a long conversation with Fella last night. I know they're planning some pretty big stuff for the year, some good partnerships. I've just been really impressed with them over the course of the year. Their events do really well. Obviously, they already have the partnership with Top Shot in terms of new users get vouchers to get into breaks. But yeah, it was a really good conversation in terms of just like kind of getting an idea of what they're looking to do broadly, and I'm excited to see what they're going to roll out in the future.
Yeah, agreed. I actually wanted to get involved with Steady Breaks. I hope that they message me sometime. I think that'd be fun to add to this show as well.
Steady's
But
dope, by the way. If you should connect with him. He's an interesting dude. He is one of. Sorry, I had a conversation with him. I guess about a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago, during the Warriors playoff run when they had that the in real life Warriors event, and he was one of the. Pack Drip, can you get muted? There we go. I do want to talk about that real quick too. The players thing, but Steady was one of the first 100 users on the platform.
okay.
Which is pretty
Mike,
interesting.
real quick, you and Pack Drip, can you fill me in? What was this? We're gonna watch the video real quick.
I can talk.
All right. So I saw that. I thought that's really cool. What the hell is it? What was that?
I can speak to that a little bit because I want to get more background on it. Of stuff that I can actually talk about with it is it was filmed last week during the first week of Summer League. And it's I know that Meg Patton, Dapper's director of partnerships, has worked really hard over the last month. I think she told me she's been on the road the last like 20 days. Trying to connect with different people, trying to connect with partnerships. So basically, that was a players-only event where they had players come up and get introduced to Top Shot if they weren't already familiar, and then they basically just got. I don't know whether they were onboarded necessarily, but they were able to see their moments. You saw at the end Jaylen Brown with an infinite objects. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's an encouraging sign. There were a lot of Celtics there, but I thought it was pretty interesting, to say the least.
Hold on. I see Andrew Yang. I see him. He's like 40 feet from me.
Oh, so Jay Metz is apparently with him. So did you see Jay with him?
He just walked like to the corner of an area by himself. So he might be. I can't see their section completely. It's a little tough to the right. But yeah, sorry to bug you, but I don't know. I never seen a presidential candidate in person like that before.
All right, cool. What were you saying, Mike?
Well, also, Tandy NFT's asked if I was coming from the airport. Yeah, I'm at the airport. My flight leaves in like 15-ish minutes, 20 minutes. So I might be boarding sooner rather than later, but we'll see. Yeah, I think that video is pretty encouraging, ultimately, right? Like,
what the hell was it? It was an event that happened a week ago. What was it? A players-only event? What else can you tell us?
I can tell you, I would assume they were trying to onboard players or introduce players to the platform one way or another. So they at least have a basic understanding of it, of NFTs, of NBA Top Shot, that kind of thing. I can't speak to whether they actually onboarded anybody because I don't know. But I know Grant Williams is already a collector, just as an FYI.
Yep.
I saw him there in the video. But yeah, I think that's all part of the process. Is now that guys are in the off season, they have better ability to connect and try to build other partnerships. And I'm sure Dapper's working really hard to onboard new NBA players.
Yep, I think that's fair. And I also don't think that any of us should see that stuff and be like, all right, where's the immediate impact? Like
Right.
what I just hope is that those players, like I hope that those kind of events can help sort of make Top Shot cool and like, get these guys, they have the infinite objects. Like I want to see them with like the UFC style chains. Like I want to see these dudes sort of flaunting at each other, like having like the poster moment over Rudy Gobert, and you wear that when you're facing where's he playing now this year?
Minnesota.
The Minnesota. So you're playing the T-Wolves and you wear that moment of yourself dunking on Rudy Gobert's head. Like that's the kind of stuff I want to see because that's the kind of stuff that's happening in UFC, which I think is super cool.
Yeah, some of that. So like hype videos, what you're talking about, hype moments, which I am pretty excited about. I hope they do bring them to the NBA. We'll see if they'll be able to do it. There's real like structure with the PA.
This is a good one.
Fair. Some things I can speak on, some things I can't. I can tell you baseline things sometimes. Sometimes I can go more in depth. It really depends.
Right.
But I actually think I did provide more value on that particular topic. Like most people didn't know when that was filmed. They didn't know the process by which it happened. But yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, man, I'm far more bullish on the product based on this weekend than I was going in. I will say that.
Just because you've seen what they can do IRL and really on short notice, honestly. I mean, like we wish it wasn't short notice, but look what they achieved on short notice. It's pretty impressive.
Quick note on the tour packs. So they're pretty cool. Those will go on sale on Monday as far as people being able to actually buy the moments from collectors every year. But basically you signed up at the basketball event, and then when you signed up, they asked you how many packs you wanted to buy. They basically created an allow list so that you could buy the pack. They minted the moments while we were at the event, and you could buy the pack by the end of the Team Old show.
That's what I'm saying. That was my whole conversation with vinyls as well, which I mentioned last week too, which is this fear that what happens if things get too scarce. They minted them the same day. It's like, to me, that says everything. But how many packs did you guys buy out of curiosity?
2.
I haven't bought my packs yet. I'm melting my winnings from this weekend slowly but surely so I can get my tour pack for free. Because I'm coming out of pocket a lot for this trip, and the last thing I want to do is just throw another $200 on my card So I'm just melting my LeBron Top Shot debut. Shout out to Steady Breaks for helping me get the 4-pack. Much love to them. And one other thing, I got to give a shout out. Me and Tandy, our wives have the same names, and mine is right here. Look, she's got the Jordan jersey. Show the Jordan jersey.
Got the drip.
See here with the drip too, and I got her right here. I got for her birthday. I got her. She's not showing her feet, but I got her the mocha ones.
Gotta pay.
Okay,
Gotta pay for that.
That's a good idea on the internet. Let's be very
Oh
clear.
yeah, got to bring the mocha ones out. You know, we dripped out. Got the Movado watch, clean face. You know what I'm saying?
You guys
It's
live
all
up to
about
the
the
name.
drip. You got to. Nah,
Me and Mike over here in our Uniqlo t-shirts.
Yep.
But you feel me? I feel like I had to save some fits for whenever, and then I just had to show up to the Top Shot stuff in like basketball jerseys and stuff. Just I don't want to be. If anything, I introduced myself to a lot of people as Cam because I don't know. I feel weird always saying back drip. Like Mike Weisberg made his name from the beginning. I started off as just an anonymous
That's actually not true.
kind of that liked Top Shot.
Oh, so it's not true. All right, Weisberg, what was your name?
My Top Shot name was Red Sox in 2004. Which
It just rolls right off the
That
top.
was our first ring.
know, right?
I love it. Shout out Keith Folk.
Yeah.
Right. And that was my AIM login. And because they won the title, so I had to switch my AIM login to that at the time. And I've used it like on various like any kind of like hobby site is typically where I use that. So that was my original username.
All right. Well, I like it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope that I can be at an event sometime soon, and I probably also will not introduce myself as Tandy. So hopefully we'll see it. We'll see how that works.
No, there's no way anyone is not going to call you Tandy. I'm sorry,
Right.
but that's going to happen.
I'll wear two name tags.
Everywhere I go, even Mike calls me Pack Drip everywhere I go. I'm not Cam.
100%.
He's like, yo, Pack Drip, Drip, come over here. I'm like, all right, what's up?
No, that's funny because like most people will get called by their Discord names. Like I rarely called people by their first name this weekend just because it felt more normal. Like I hung with DJ Local most of the weekend and I never called him by his first name really, even though I knew it. I was like, DJ, come here. And that's kind of how it worked. It was fun.
Yeah, it's fine.
I do want to just note this. And I know I said it earlier, but I think it's important to note. We've all spent 2 years in this community together. And it was really great meeting a ton of different collectors across the board. Switch the camera angle here because that was not great. It was great meeting everyone. I didn't expect how much fun I would really have this weekend. Obviously, we're in Vegas. Hoop, team hold event. We didn't even talk about Topgolf. Topgolf was really fun last night. They rented out an entire floor for Topgolf, which is pretty nuts. But yeah, it was just a great fucking weekend, man. Really pumped for Top Shot, and it was exciting to meet a lot of the collectors.
Cool. Pack Drip, tell us about some of these 9 Lives Lounge, the brunch and the Topgolf.
I don't want to flood the brunch, but something happened with my RSVP, and then I tried to contact people about the address, and no one got back to me in time. So I didn't go to the brunch, and because it was a mysterious address, apparently I couldn't find anyone that really knew, and I DM'd a few people that that were here. Also, not my lounge. Nobody got back to me.
I think it's because they take your phone at the door, and then they put the mask on.
Yeah, no phones. You got to sign non-disclosure agreements as soon as you get into the 9 Lives Lounge. But yeah, so I missed that one, and then the 9 Lives Lounge at Topgolf had a separate eating section with some air conditioning. But it was cool. It was a good time. J.R. Smith showed some love, and yeah, I mean, I'm not really into the golf. I was just more into the mingling type thing, talking more collectors. I was walking around. It's not like I posted up, and you got to understand. I feel like a very small I guess, influencer. Like people know who I was, sort of, but it's not like
Yeah,
I
it's
was
weird.
just like set up and there was just, there was other people who were just like, oh, like Team Hold's got that table, they're over there, and it was just like specific zones. I feel like I was bouncing around like an average collector. I really wasn't moving like a celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah, game changer. And we got free hot dogs at the Sunday game. Yeah, Pack Grip Ewing. Shout out Pack Grip Ewing, man. He made sure that everybody got chicken tenders. We were drinking good. He made sure everyone was hydrated.
They definitely took care of us at the games yesterday.
I think it was Saturday, right? Saturday was the
yeah.
It was yesterday, yeah. So
yeah,
they took care of us.
Look, we didn't need trade tickets for hot dogs, guys. We're good.
Mm-hmm. Like every time,
it worked out.
I walked up because me and Rip were chit chatting and stuff. So he would go up to the food and everything, and we'd get it. And yeah, they were swiping for $120 or more almost every time, just to go and get people snacks. 5-10 people. Hey, could I get some tenders and fries? Can I get this, a pretzel, yada yada? Come on, during half times or between quarters, and you just kind of go up in waves. It was a good time. I'd say Top Shot did a thing there. Meg was here for a little bit. They showed love to Jeb. Jeb's famous.
I know. We saw that. We saw that video.
Like every hour on the hour. If you watch ESPN, you're gonna see that little clip of Jeb, like in a bear suit, winking real quick or something.
Now, thank God our TVs don't have smell vision, because then we'd be struggling. But Zakarian is surprised you're alive, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, last night was super fun. We didn't go too hard in the paint though. I felt like we had a great time last night. Although, I said this to Tandy before the show, but there was something kind of scary on the strip last night. For those that don't know, there was like I would call it a false shooter. Like someone basically threw some rocks and it smashed glass, and hundreds of people came on the strip and were running the other way because they thought there was a shooting happening.
They didn't realize it was Stone Cold Steve Austin coming out to the ring.
Apparently. And police were involved. They didn't even know till this morning exactly what happened until they arrested someone. But thankfully, Patrick, can you mute a second?
Oh, my bad. I didn't even know I wasn't.
Some good hip hop, like on stream, buddy. Yeah, we had a good night. We actually went we left Topgolf and went a different way from the strip. We actually kind of went around through a hotel, so we missed all of the things that were happening. But people thought there was technically a shooting at Park MGM where we were staying, so we didn't know that till at least I didn't know about that till this morning.
Right. So Zakarian's got some clips. So Mike, I really hope you got some PPE fire, man. That's all I'm hearing. I'm hearing the Jacob roasting PPE just getting shells, just like Mike's talking about.
Golf legend, PPE. You don't understand. PPE almost got kicked out of Topgolf. There's something that no one knows about PPE, in that he actually taught Tiger Woods everything he knew, because that dude was hitting golf balls past the net, like up over, and the sensors went off, and on his second hit, the people came over apparently and got him out of there real quick, told him to stop hitting.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
no, he was
like 300 yard plus drives. He kept hitting,
what it actually was, Patrick, is he put a ball on a string.
He had a long tee.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that there. So while I'm sympathetic, I'm also very classic PP. He did something he wasn't supposed to, and then got mad about it. But yeah, he hits balls 250, 300 yards easy, basically. Crazy. With one arm. It was wild.
Yeah, PP's got crackhead energy. Whatever you've seen in the Twitch stream and stuff, it's the real deal. It's 100%. He's going hard on everything, but he's a really happy and positive dude. He's nice energy to be around, but he's very energetic and uplifting, I'd say. PP's cool. Yeah, shout out PP. Cool. That's what happens when Mike's here, so he'll get it. But when you've never had sex before, you don't stress about women or nothing. You just can be so happy. I wish I could go back to being a virgin and I would just everything would be so good.
But wasn't
Yeah,
that when you were like before puberty or something? Like once you hit puberty, then it's like the only thing you can think about.
Yeah, PPE is interesting, and Zakarian makes that virgin joke all the time with that dude, all the
Wait, so
time.
so are we getting closer to the jokes on the Team Hold show? Was that were they roasting PPE as being like for not having
No,
sex? Was that-
they did not do that. They did not do that. It was a lot of basically like the thing is he like leaned into it, but it was like he would shout at the show,
Oh, so he
and
was like the comedy show troll. I love it.
yeah, and Zakarian was like, "Can you just shut the fuck up?"
Because Zakarian's probably been trolled before doing live comedy, so it's like it's old hat to him.
The basic joke was like basically PPE was mad that the live show wasn't being streamed, so he couldn't comment on it. You know, that was
True.
kind of the joke, and they just like extended it, and it was good. It was very tasteful and funny, and PPE is the best sport, so that was funny. And playing basketball, PPE too. I don't know how old he is, but he moves pretty quick too.
Wow.
He's
All
like
right.
40, but that dude was moving.
I
Go
will
ahead,
say,
Mike.
since Zakarian's in the chat, I told him this last night. Like the fact they had a 200-person show and put that thing together basically by themselves. Top Shot supported them. Don't get me wrong. Helped them with drink tickets and supported them with packs. But like him, Dustin, and the rest of the team, you know, they basically put that thing together on their own. Obviously, you know, hopefully they'll have some bigger events in the future. But shout out to him, man. It was a really great event.
Yeah. Well, we got a couple of solo or entrepreneurs in here. We got Pack Trip putting on his own event, the original gangster over here, Pack Trip. And then and we got Team Hold. So I'm sure Pack Trip's next one's going to be even better.
Now, as I've said, everybody in the community, maybe not everybody, but there's a lot of people in the community that we all know that have pushed innovation and kind of are helping build the foundation of what this community could and will be. You know what I'm saying? Like you have streams like you guys, Tandy, Mike's on the break. You got Dream. They're talking hoops all the time. They're carving out this like metaverse version of the community and how we could be connected when we're not in real life and not all in the same city. And then there's people like Chewy Wolf who invented King's Gear. And then everybody started like team sets and team captains really became a thing. And Chewy was driving this Top Shot Kingdom and all the Sacramento Kings fans really just like rally behind him. And I think the Top Shot community at large rallies behind him. So he invented, you know, King's Gear with Top Shot. And then you had Plunge Father who invented Nine Lives Lounge Gear, which eventually turned into hats and hoodies, you know? And then there's the open gym where we're playing with Channing Frye that maybe could have potentially spurred something from the NFT All-Star game. And there's plenty of more things that we could really go to. The live show that Mike did, Shot Tank, Mike was the host of it, so it makes it seem like, you know, he was the only guy. But we know Mike was working hard driving it home and everything. But you get what I'm saying. Everyone's doing their part in making this community from what it was as just this website we went to buy these moments. And we didn't know what it was. YouTube clips basically in the beginning, and we're carving it out ourselves. So I'd say in a year or two, if we're not happy with where the community is, I would say we need to blame ourselves because we need to support each other. And that's why I always give credit to everybody who's actually innovating, coming up with their own things. I was talking about the importance of being proactive and not reactive. And everybody I mentioned was proactive, did things out of their own pocket and out of the kindness of their heart. And that's what the community is all about. I gotta go though. My lady wants to hang out. You know, no one wants to sit next to somebody on FaceTime for an hour and a half. So I'll see you guys. Much love. Peace to the community. Peace, Mike. Peace, Tandy, man.
Later, bro.
All right. Enjoy. But yeah, I think that's fair. But I also think that Pack Trip's talking about two different things because we got Ish Gathers is in the chat. He or she is not feeling so hot. But like I get that because in my mind these are two different things. Like so when someone, and I bet a lot of people are feeling this way too. Like if we think about the other side of the coin, about like how exactly is this supposed to move the needle? Again, I just think it's a broader outlook type of thing. I don't think anything that happened this weekend is going to immediately move any needles. I think a lot of this stuff is just sort of broader.
So quickly, I think the tour. It's going to be interesting to see what the numbers are. Like I know what the main count is. It's like in the 330, something like that. I bet you those moments will probably sell for a couple $100.
You think so?
That's not financial advice. But that's what I think they'll end up selling for. That's my hope, obviously, considering I bought them for 100. But I do think they'll probably sell for $200 or $300. Would be my guess.
Right. I'm not sure, honestly. I think that we need like a hyped up market for that to happen. I mean, obviously you're
Right.
going to have like the most hyped collectors that weren't there that probably will just buy everything. But yeah, I think just larger scale, top shot, macro economy, whatever you want to call it, we're still not in that like frothy phase whatsoever. So I don't really know. We'll have to see.
My
Um,
my take on the Ish Gathers thing is like, why so negative, bro? Like all three comments, you're just like basically just flooding the product. I get it. Like you're not gonna. And here's the other thing, you're just not gonna make everyone happy. And the other thing I would just note about kind of these in real life events is I my main takeaway is I wasn't on my phone much. I tweeted some things out here and there, but I really wasn't checking my stuff too often. You know, our community lives on Twitter and Discord and other places at times. I think we get too caught up in a lot of the bullshit around Top Shot, ultimately. Don't get me wrong, as content creators, we enjoy that drama and we live for that shit, that day to day stuff. But I do think it's important to take that 30,000 feet view oftentimes and look at all of the wins they've had over the last 2 months. You know, Janie went on LG show, what was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and basically talked about, little wins. And that's what they've done over the past, 2 or 3 months, in my opinion, with staking, within real life events, burning. Like, they're doing all of the things that we asked them to do, big picture. And I think it's important to recognize those things. And I'm not saying that having a negative opinion is invalid. It's not. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is understand broadly that, like, a lot of the things that are happening are good for the economy, I think. And we need to have, I think, a 30,000 feet view of how everything that's happening with Top Shot is my bottom line. Far too often we get caught up in Twitter bullshit.
I think that's fair. Anyway, I know Zakarian's in here, JBB's in here, and I feel like you guys may have missed my favorite new video clip. So I just feel like we should just go right back to that just for a second and take another look at the handshake that took place during the SuperDraft event. So let's just all take a nice close look and enjoy the wonderful musical medley as we watch this glorious handshake.
So, I appreciate it. Yeah, man, that was awkward. Fist bump. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Chat's gonna clip that. It's gonna go viral. Jesus Christ. No, I appreciate it. It was weird. What judge?
Comic Sans to just put the cherry right on the top.
Yep.
That's what we like.
110%.
So, Mike, when are you flying out, pal?
Soon, 2:45. I'm checking my gate to see if people are over there yet, actually. But,
Here's a question. Here's a question before you get to your gate: is
Sure.
how many of those locker packs did you buy?
I only bought one because I spent most of my trade tickets on the MGLE packs.
Okay.
Does that make sense? There's a line over here. Awesome, great. People getting ready to get on the plane. I only bought one. Look, I know I've seen people. JBB told us the other day or yesterday that he had someone in his Discord buying like 150 or 200, something like that, like crazy amounts. I understand it. Like, degen's gonna degen, but man, they're sitting down buying 200 or 250 packs. That's wild. Like, have you seen these stories of people buying 150, 200 packs?
Yeah, I've seen people buy more than that. It's kind of like a fun little degen play. It's a little $2 gamble. That's basically what it is.
And the other thing is, you can basically just take those three. If you get 3 commons, put those right back, buy a trade ticket, you're right there.
I know that's what makes it so engaging and fun. Honestly, it's just the fact that you can just keep going back to the well. Like, he's got to keep adding one more trade ticket, and you can just keep on going back and trying your 1% luck.
Yep. That is.
So I don't hate it. I mean, the fact is, it's fun, and it's taking moments out of circulation, let's say, little by little, one moment at a time. So I do support the idea, and if it's fun and people are enjoying it, then I think that's great. Actually, I'm not mad at it.
No, that's fair. That's 110% fair.
All right, man. Well, if you need to drop off, you can drop off whenever you need to.
I have probably 5 to 7 minutes, depending on when they let people on this plane. But we'll see.
All right.
I might drop
All
in a
right.
second. I'll let you know.
So John Boy Beat says that DJ Loco was churning those packs from 2 phones while playing bubble craps. What's bubble craps? Is that kind of new variant of craps I don't know about? But
He was doing this,
it was the highlight of the weekend, and
obviously.
Jeb has some kind of phone 2 phone song that I don't know about because I'm just not cool.
How do you not know 2 phones, man?
I don't. I'm not up to date on like the hip hop of
That
today's day.
song's like 6 years old.
Oh, is it?
Anyway,
All right. Maybe if
yeah.
I hear it, I would know it. So Noam doesn't like it. Noam's not a fan of doing the 4 for 3.
I get it. Like I think generally, I didn't like locker room packs when it was just like commons, but I think with the idea of getting rares or legendaries, I think it's probably a better opportunity because then it provides a better gamble. Yes, it's deflationary, but I do think it's a better concept. I think for the average user, like, hey, maybe you'll hit on a holo, maybe you'll hit on a rare. I think that makes a hell of a lot more sense than selling a fucking mix pack for $19 with the same odds. You know, the odds aren't exactly the same, but like, I think your odds of getting a rare were 5% in the KD packs, depending on which one it was. But like, you know, at least it provides some value for new users and for current ones too.
Agreed. And it's probably not a bad idea too to save some tickets because there's going to be more utility besides this 1% chase. Yeah. B Bleezy's acquiring trade tickets and packs all the time. Me too. Say less, B Bleezy. I feel that way too with many packs that I purchase. And when did Mike get hired by Microsoft? That's true. I think he's referring to Mike Zakarian perhaps with that headshot. I don't know.
Zakarian, I'm not missing my flight. What's funny is that like a couple of us switched our flights. I saw TST in the chat. Happy to see that he got home. Fun little fact last night, we're at the gambling tables and TST's like, I have a flight, I need to go. So I'm happy to see that he was able to make it back over to Canada.
That's good. It's good that they let him back in.
AJB did win the weekend. I agree with Joey Donnelly on that. 110%. They were playing that Sports Center clip on at Top Golf last night, and everyone was like, our man Jeb. It was dope. Fun little moment.
Right. How does he parlay this now? He's got to parlay this.
Turn it into a brand, obviously.
Jeb's bear suit, roasted coffee beans.
You know what's funny is he didn't actually wear the bear suit initially. Like the first half of the first game, he wasn't wearing the bear suit, I think. And then he threw on the bear suit, and immediately the reaction was almost immediate. Like it was crazy. He got daps from like ESPN employees. It was great. Awesome.
That is awesome. Just gonna do it forever now, I think.
Obviously, just wear it everywhere. See what happens.
So Joey was wishing that more stuff wasn't shared. Saying that more stuff wasn't shared that well. I mean, yeah, I think what we're gonna probably see is one of those recaps that they tend to do. But yeah, I would love it if it was a little more live and direct. I'm with you on that one, Joey. Dr. Death like the dance.
There will be, I think, parts of the live show I know were filmed. So like Janie did an interview, Jacob did an interview, and most of those interviews I think in some ways will be repeated a little bit over time here. I know Jacob's coming on with us later this week. I think tomorrow actually on Monday. I got to double check our schedule. But you know, it's going to be a lot of similar conversations about burning, staking, broad stuff about the economy. So yeah, a lot of the quote unquote information from the weekend will be coming out anyway.
So John Boy Beats says he was also trying to get in ESPN. John Boy Beats, were you dancing? Were you also flipping imaginary pancakes and punching out? I mean, if we look at the dance move, again, this is probably some dance move that all the kids are doing that I just don't know about, but it looks like he's kind of like putting ingredients into a bowl and then flipping an egg. Go ahead.
Quickly.
Yeah.
I love that they put Thunder or Grizzlies fan when he's wearing an OKC jersey. Like, he's a Steven Adams fan. Let's be very clear.
Well, I think the joke is that the bear is a grizzly bear.
Oh.
You didn't get that? You didn't catch that one yet?
I didn't even put two and two together. I'm a dumbass. did not think about that at all.
So anyway, Jeb was as sober as a sober seal. Because Dr. Dunch is asking, how many beers?
He's sober.
0.
110%. Jeb doesn't drink. I don't believe he does.
All right. Why not? It's not why not tell the truth? If you don't drink, you don't drink. I was actually like listening to someone talk about that the other day. Have you ever noticed that like alcohol is the only substance that like if you don't take it, people look at you sideways? Like if I was like, Mike, I got a little crack cocaine here. You want some? And you were like, no, I don't use hard drugs. And I'd be like, what? Why, Mike? Why? But like the only drug people do that with is alcohol. It's kind of strange.
It is. It is a very weird thing. And on that note, coming from a guy who had way too many drinks this weekend, I got to jump on this flight.
All right. Well, are you going to be ordering a drink on this flight?
No, it's like $10. Although I probably spent that on drinks pretty much the entire weekend anyway, consistently. So maybe I will buy one. I don't know. We'll see. Well, it's a 90-minute flight though, so it's not really worth it for me. I don't know.
I think your body needs some nutrients and water, Mike. All right, just feed it some good stuff. Take a little break.
Yeah. My body needs all kinds of things right now. But yeah, I'm hopping on this plane. Solid hour and a half stream, Tandy. It's not quite a record for you, but you know we'll hit 2 hours soon sometime again.
All right, man. Well, safe travels.
All right, later, bud.
All right, take care. Well, okay. So I feel like we got some information there. We heard about Judge's event a little bit. I feel like we're going to have Judge on soon to talk about his SuperDraft thing. I don't know how many of you guys actually did the SuperDraft event or you registered your teams. It looked like he had a few thousand people in there. So that's pretty cool. I got to say, watching it, though, was very choppy. It was kind of like watching a potato. It kind of felt like this.
So, I appreciate it. Yeah, man, that was an awkward fist bump. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Chat's gonna clip that. It's gonna go viral. Jesus Christ. No, I appreciate it. It was weird. What, Judge?
Yeah, congrats to Dylan. That's an accomplishment there. Budween says we need Steve 101 on what happened in Vegas. All right, well, I guess we could have a version of that. It'd be like, hello, everybody. How are you all? Well, would you like to know what happened in Vegas? Listen to my deep voice and I'll show you what happened in Vegas. First, we went to the judge's event, and it was a massive sausage party. But everybody likes a bit of sausage now and again. And the next day, we played some basketball. And after that, we had a little live show, and we made fun of Poker Pro Eric, and we handed out cigars. Then we had brunch, and we didn't call Pack Trip because we didn't want him there. There wasn't enough bacon and eggs for the man. And after that, we watched some basketball games, and then we played some golf with J.R. Smith. I hope you like it. If you need more, go to this blog written by my colleague, Pekka Ewing. So maybe that's what we'll get at some point. I hope so. So jump shoot, you want some Trump. All right. Well, I actually have a little clip that we can introduce him with. So we need him to talk about something. So let's see what he'll talk about. Maybe he'll talk about Jeb. He definitely likes talking about Jeb. So if we just bring back Jeb's screen real quick, and then we'll give Trump a chance to talk about this. So let's bring this back, and then let's see if he wants to come to the show. Let's see here.
Quite frankly, folks, I'm surprised that you would even show me this clip of actually Jeb Bush, because as you know how I feel about actually Jeb Bush, I feel that he's weak. I feel that he probably smelled like shit in that suit, if we're being perfectly honest. We heard from Mike Weisberg that actually Jeb wasn't wearing the suit the whole time. What is that? That's low commitment, and that's low energy. And I think if we know one thing from actually Jeb, is that he likes to buy old t-shirts and flip them on eBay. And it seems that he likes something else too. He likes flipping imaginary eggs in a hot, sweaty bear suit, holding and wearing a jersey of the biggest cupcake, snaky player in the NBA, and that would be Kevin Durant. Sad, sad, and quite frankly, exactly what you'd expect from someone as low energy and weak as actually Jeb Bush. All right? That's all I have to say about that.
So I guess that's what Trump had a little clip here today from Trump. But you know what was also interesting? I was looking at some videos, and Trump always has this button where he can just press the button to come right into the stream. And I was trying to find a video that really represented how I feel sometimes when he's trying to get into the stream and I don't want him to.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come. Oh.
That's another video. We have a few new videos tonight. I hope that I hope you enjoy them. Anyway, guys, I feel like I feel like we covered quite a bit. We like almost got some information from people like Mike and Patrick, but not quite. We like almost got it, but at the very least, what I can say is that it does seem like this was an event that was a lot of fun. It was something that I definitely would have loved to be at, and whatever effect it might have on the market is just not something that we could even think about right now. It's not really about what effect it has on the market. But I will say this: if you're thinking about what effect these kind of events have on the market, you can actually see that they're getting their shit together. You can see that this was on short announcement. There was not a lot of time. Okay, they told you when it was happening a week before it happened, and you have these sick ass looking t-shirts. You have nice events, meals and drinks paid for. You have NBA players there. It just looks like they're sort of starting to put it into gear. And we also already know that Janie told us the kind of money that they plan on spending in the next series. So I think these are all very good indicators. And what I would hope is from people like The Economist, and this is the kind of conversations I would hope that could be had with people like that, is just that while we are doing all these things, while we are getting into gear, can we also just kind of make sure that we have a really keen eye on market cap, on how active people are in the marketplace, on how many new people are coming into the ecosystem and what they feel comfortable spending, and not just giving them way too much than they need and just trying to keep it safe for every new person to come onto the platform, because that's how we get into these really unfortunate positions, I'd say. So we'll answer a few questions and we'll call it a night for me, an afternoon for most of you. But Joey's saying, will people regret locking before squad goals is finished? Well, I guess possibly, Joey, because you can't burn any moment that you've locked, and squad goals involves burning. So I do believe that it's potentially the case. I would say more so, though, if you're holding any like cheap rares that might see a pump. If you're holding more expensive moments like that you're kind of a little bit underwater on at the moment and you wouldn't burn it anyway, then those ones I feel like you're safe just locking away if that's something that you want to do. Bleezy, I agree. It was interesting, it was fun, and it was great, and it was cool. And they all fell in love with The Economist. And that's a good one. Bleezy thinks the Economist was an actor that they hired to play The Economist, so that we believe they're real. That is kind of funny, though. And the fact that they said he looked just like Sor. I just called the bottom, apparently. All right. So Bleezy didn't lock any moments that he might need to burn. Yeah. So, but again, Bleezy, if you bought some high-priced MGLEs or something like I did, you're probably not going to burn those anyway. So, an airplane mode is ready for up only, as am I. And exactly, leaving yourself a bunch of rares unlocked for just that kind of thing. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say, guys. I think that I hope we hear about the Top Shot convention soon. I mean, not soon, but relatively soon. And I hope that we have plenty of warning, because one thing that was kind of unfortunate was people like TST and other people like him that heard about this event really late, ended up having to spend a lot more money than they would have liked. And that's just shitty. And like, that's shitty because obviously people really want to go to these events. And when you make people wait and wait and wait, things just get more expensive, really unnecessarily. So I hope that the team at Dapper Labs really understands that. And when there is a confirmed convention at the Gary Vaynerchuk Center in Minnesota or wherever the hell it is, I hope that people get at least 6 to 8 weeks of notice, and I hope that they can learn from that. And I think that that's one thing that they've shown is that they do learn from the mishaps. Like, and even if it is with a week in advance notice, I think they'll probably still do a great job. But obviously, I'm not talking about how good of a job they do. I'm talking more of the effect it has on the collectors that want to get there, and just the kind of organizing that you need to do beforehand if you want to go. So let me see anything else here. Noam pulled his first ever legendary at the last drop after 14 months. Well, congratulations, Noam. And Bleezy locked his hollows, his Kelly Olynyk and Paul Pierce run it back, and his Celtics TSDs. Sure, I think that's okay. I mean, unless you're talking like and not financial advice, but unless you're talking some really cheap TSDs, you never know what they're going to include as part of these squad goals. It might be like an S1 Celtics TSD, and if you're holding the cheap one, then you might want to use that, like maybe it's a Kemba Walker or something like that. Joey, the up started last year, same time as the finish of the Summer League. He hopes it's a repeat. Again, I think there's so many different factors here that it's hard to say that it's going to repeat. Again, I think a big reason that happened last time was it kind of seemed, and I don't know that it was coordinated, but it seemed like a lot of people that had a lot of money on the sidelines, they all decided to start aping in at the same time. And meanwhile, you had that that bot that started going off, and it was creating this frenzy, and people were all wanted to get their name on that bot, on that Twitter bot, and it was just it was kind of like the perfect storm. It was also this idea that gift back was coming and that you better spend it now if you want to get it back. And so is this just perfect frenzy? And I don't know that we have that same perfect frenzy right now. But who knows? We don't know what's going to happen with locking. Perhaps they tell us something really interesting with the rewards about locking. We don't know. We really don't. So, Brian, haven't most of the squad goals been cheaper to buy after, other than the Blake Griffin? I would imagine that is the case. That seems to be the case of most challenges. I believe that's the case. Yeah, I mentioned rake back or gift back, Dr. Dunks. So no kiosk. There was no kiosk. They didn't tell us there was going to be a kiosk. So I wasn't expecting there to be one. As far as kiosk news, we know that that Janie did tell us that she wants to do this as part of Series 4 marketing. We don't know how much. We don't know where it's going to happen. We don't know when it's going to happen. But I would agree. I think that the kiosk is a really visually engaging, enticing, kind of sexy way of really falling for the Top Shot brand and understanding what makes it so special. Honestly, I wish they had those kiosks at physical card events. I wish that, all these people, all these old farts, they go to the physical card event with all those laminated and plastic encased cards on a table. And then all of a sudden you have this just crazy looking light show in the corner. And that's NBA Top Shot. And it says in big bold letters, no grade, don't need to wait for grading. The future of card collecting is right here, with some examples of record sales and whatever to get people excited, because that's kind of what they do anyway right now on social media, right? That's what people enjoy reading about on social media. But yeah, Bleezy, she did mention that. What does Bernie think of Vegas? Well, we can ask Bernie. Is he back there? Let's see if he's back there. Bernie, do you have any opinion on Vegas?
My opinion of Vegas is this. Vegas is in the middle of a desert. Vegas is not meant to be a place full of tall buildings and beautiful flowers. Vegas is supposed to be dry and hot. There's not supposed to be air conditioning. You are supposed to be in the middle of a desert. You are supposed to feel like you are on the top floor of a small, cramped New York City apartment in the middle of July. That is what Vegas is supposed to be. And the fake Vegas that the millionaires and billionaires and the 1% of the 1% are telling us that this is what Vegas is. It's false. It's not real. And we have to take care of people in a way that is real and not fake. So I don't support this idea of Las Vegas in its entirety. I think it's a joke. And I think that Vegas as a whole shouldn't exist.
Well, thank you, Bernie Sanders. Seems a little upset about Las Vegas. Let's see. So Ish gathers. By the way, is that like Ish Smith doing a gather step or something? Ish Smith over here. I choose to be realistic and judge the Top Shot leadership by what I see, not by what I'm hoping for. So in that case, Ish, what you've seen this weekend should be a pretty positive vibe, in my opinion. I mean, judging by your comments, I have a feeling I know where you're coming from because I think we've all been there. And you're hoping for scarcity, and you're hoping for a control on supply, and you're hoping for an increase in demand. I think everyone is also hoping for that. I think these are two different buckets, and we are definitely also hoping for that. But Top Shot also has to be something cool that people want to be involved in as well. So we can make Top Shot super scarce and moments super scarce, but those moment values aren't going to go crazy, or they're not going to start rising, or it's not going to be a healthy economy unless Top Shot is a really cool place to play. So I think that in my opinion, that's kind of where you need your head to be at, where you can see that these are two different things happening at the same time. Write a letter to them. Who? Las Vegas as Bernie? George Bush Sr. I mean, I don't know. Does Trump want to come back?
Actually, Jeb Bush, I'm surprised that you're calling me out. I thought you'd be too afraid by now. I thought you'd be in your little bear suit, shaking in the corner. What do I think of George Bush Sr.? I think he's an old fart. In fact, I think he's an old wet fart, if we're being perfectly honest. And he is old, and he is weak. And not surprising. I just want to know, is George Bush Sr. also looking for Supreme t-shirts that other people have sweated in? And then selling them on eBay or out of the back of their car? Because that would be right along the same actually Jeb Bush lineage. So that seems just about right. Okay, what do you think about that, actually Jeb Bush? You like that one?
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come. Oh.
Yeah, well, he came and went all right. Let's see. Please, you don't see. Some people really don't like Trump. Guys, I'm sorry. I know some of you don't like Trump. Doing my best here. Can't please them all. I'm like Dapper Labs. I can't please them all. Let's see here. Yeah, Dr. Dunks makes a good point. Jeb. And by the way, we saw Jeb's dad get a haircut. That was cool. Looking fly, looking fresh. So let's see if there's anything else here, or else I'll call it a night. But Ish, did you ever think about this? What you see is what you get. I don't know if Ish ever thought about that. But guys, I don't really have much else to say. I hope all of you leaving Vegas do so safely. I definitely look forward to the recap of the Team Hold event. That is something I definitely would have liked to be at live. And I think that's about it. I think we can all feel good about seeing Top Shot definitely make some positive moves. A lot of people didn't have high hopes, and as I was alluding to last time, TST when he had trouble and was feeling a lot of FUD after he wanted to go to Vegas with some ample knowledge ahead of time and didn't have it. And he was saying that maybe Vegas would be a goodbye tour. But I have a feeling, and maybe we got to hear it from TST himself, but I have a feeling that was not the case after the experience at Vegas, if I had to guess. So I think it's all good things. I think we have to be patient, but these are all good things so far. And with that, thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed chatting with Weisberg in the airport and keeping Pack Drip away from his girl. But with that, I bid you adieu. But let me tell you something. I believe on Thursday, we will have TJ from Own the Moment, aka the Jolly Joker himself. And let's just say, I definitely have some clown makeup to wear myself when that happens. So if you want to tune in for TJ and hear about their offerings, come back on Thursday. And I hope you all have a great Sunday, and we will see each other the next time. Take care, guys.
Static Selector.